Comrades, well, brothers and sisters, comrades, I agree with most of what's been said from the top table as well, in terms of where we are. There's no question about it that the election of Jeremy Corbyn as the leader of the Labour Party will have had an impact on every single thinking section of the Labour movement and those that want to see improvements in society, and particularly those of us in this room who want to see a fundamental transformation of the way that society is run. As others have said, and I agree, we've had an unexpected in some ways, but not in others, a reflection of the massive anti-austerity movement inside a pro-austerity party, the Labour Party, where Corbyn has won the support of hundreds of thousands of people who want to challenge austerity. I don't agree with some of the comments about the Labour Party being an empty husk. If it was, it's beginning to fill out. 62,000 people have joined it. I've spoken to friends in the Labour Party who've told me about their constituency meetings and their ward meetings of hundreds at constituencies, of dozens at wards and so on. Now, whether people say it's right to go in or to stay out, those of us in this room who want to build an alternative have to see that here we've got 500,000 reflecting behind it millions and millions of others. But how do we engage? How do we relate to them? And what we need to do at this conference is, perhaps as a beginning, is to have the commencement of a sober assessment of what it means. Because I don't think it can mean just business as usual. I think the question of where we stand and how we stand is a tactical issue that's got to be looked at carefully. I would like to know in more detail from the RMT what is meant that nothing changes until June. Does it mean that the RMT on the TUSC steering committee is going to endorse candidates who want to stand and vote against cuts between now and June? So, for example, in the mayoral election or the London Assembly elections, the RMT is going to endorse TUSC candidates. Because if that's not going to happen, we have to be open and honest about this, if that's not going to happen, it puts a different complexion on what we're able to achieve. I just want to finish in the short time that I've got left by posing a different question for us, because I think this is posed by the new developments. It's been there for a long, long time, actually, and it's something that the Independent Socialist Network has constantly raised. Peter Taft said in his contribution, which I enjoyed and I agreed with most of what he said, but he said that TUSC is in outline of a mass federation in the best traditions of the Labour movement. I don't agree with that formulation. I don't agree with that model. I don't agree that that's what we should be striving for. Most of the people in this room, with the possible exceptions of those that have come directly from the RMT, are in organisations that define themselves as being Marxist or revolutionary socialist. We need to strengthen that wing in the British Labour movement. I agree with Will McMahon that what is posed here is both relating to the people behind Corbyn, but organising the Marxist forces, and that means a serious commitment from the leaders of the existing Marxist groups, and those not in any, to begin to discuss what that socialist alternative is. It's not enough to say we're presenting a socialist alternative, because when Charlie says that, he means the SWP. And when Clive says that, or Peter says that, they mean the SP. I want to see, as Will allured to, 1920, the idea of a common, united Marxist organisation to relate to those that have been galvanised behind Corbyn on the anti-austerity politics.